Hey, come here. You want to play this new game?
And what new game?
It's the new Call of Duty, the Black Ops Cold War.
Don't you gotta download it and shit still?
Oh no, I already bought it. I pre-ordered it. I spent the $80 to get the best version. It's supposed to be better than Modern Warfare.
They're still making those Black Ops games? Why?
I know, right? That's what I said. The last two or three Black Ops haven't been that great, but this is supposed to be different. You want to try it?
Nah, I think I'm alright, thanks.
All right, I'm gonna try it by myself. I'll let you know.
A few inches later.
Bro, this thing's got 8 maps.
8 maps, are they any good?
I don't know. They all look the same to me, really. Just one's inside, one's outside, one's inside and outside. And then there's one where you're between two boats.
Oh, sick. Can you swim between the two boats?
No, if you fall in the water, you die.
That's not realistic.
Realistic? These games aren't supposed to be realistic. What's wrong with you? Hey, they got the same guns.
They got insane guns?
What?
They got insane guns?
No, the same guns.
Oh, new guns.
No, not new guns. The same guns.
Click on Zombie Apocalypse.
What's going on, everybody? It's McFly here. Today we're going to be going through some of the details of my opinions on the new Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. This is going to be a review of strictly the multiplayer. I'll briefly discuss the campaign and zombies, but this is more diving deep into the multiplayer and how I feel Treyarch kind of duped us a little bit, riding on the coattails of Modern Warfare. So stay tuned to hear about that. If you like my content, go ahead and like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell to know when I either go live or post more videos. And I hope to see you guys around, so let's get into it. So when I first pre-ordered Black Ops Cold War, I was excited to see how Treyarch was kind of going to up the ante when it came to friendly competition between them and Infinity Ward. I mean, Modern Warfare was a huge breath of fresh air compared to the last near decade of COD games. For me, it was going back in time and playing the original Modern Warfare on PS2. Everything that made those games fun and exciting was present in Modern Warfare. I mean, it had fantastic ballistics, gun mechanics, noticeable difference between gun specifications. It had perks, kill streaks. They went back to keeping it simple. Now, maybe it's my own fault, but I assumed Treyarch was going to follow that curve and try to do something similar with Cold War. I mean, the name Cold War itself shows that it's going to steer away from the futuristic themes of the last few games, and would be going back in time, so naturally I figured they'd be following suit with what Infinity Ward did with Modern Warfare. Now, there's too much going wrong in this game for me to really focus on one thing in my tiny little brain. I mean, for starters, the game's supposed to be the first in the next gen console era, and the graphics look like they did in the last few iterations of Black Ops. In fact, they're a little more arcadey. What I read was that they kind of took the graphics engine from the last few Black Ops and basically used it for this game, and all they really did was update shaders and things like that. It's kind of a shame to hear that. I mean, there was a lot of potential for the graphics in this game, especially with it being the first game for the next gen consoles. I'm gonna assume, with benefit of the doubt, that this is from COVID and the fact that, you know, everything's up in the air right now with COVID, and they kind of wanted to get this game out, at least on the multiplayer side of things, and that's why they did it. But kind of a shame to hear that. It's kind of disappointing. But just looking at the guns, the graphics don't really look all that realistic. I mean, the best way I can describe it is that they look very cartoonish and very clunky. There doesn't seem to be any character in the way that they're stylized. I'm just really not impressed with it. Now, I played on my PS4 Pro, which is not a next-gen console, obviously, but I did play on my friend's PC for a few hours, and honestly, there really isn't much of an improvement there. Now, the issues with the graphics is not because they put more focus into different aspects of the game. The guns in this game are guns we've all seen before, and there really isn't any guns that differentiate themselves from any other guns. Besides the fire rate of the guns and the type of guns that they're all pretty closely similar. I mean, strategizing attachments with the guns has, you know, which gun has the best control or better recoil stabilization. It's just not as satisfying with these guns because the difference in them is just too minuscule. Maybe the damage dealt between the firearms is pretty different, but barely. But even the guns were vastly different. The attachments are so dull and unamusing that it kind of takes away from the excitement of unlocking new ones. I mean, the most fun part, I think, of multiplayer is acquiring new attachments and trying them out and trying to see the impact and improvement they have on your favorite gun. I mean, I really didn't know that I needed a 9 or 12 mag attachment for my 6-shooter Magnum. Kind of a pointless attachment in my opinion. That's just some of the things you have to look forward to in this game. I honestly couldn't tell the difference in recoil whether I had the foregrip attached on the AK or the Krieg or even the MP5. They all seemed pretty straightforward and the same. And recoil is such a big part of these first-person shooter games, especially on a competitive level. One of the brightest spots of Modern Warfare was the recoil mechanics of the firearms. I mean, using the Deagle as an example, it gave me an adrenaline rush shooting that gun in the game. I mean, it was as close to feeling like you're actually shooting a gun using a console controller as you're gonna get. And the recoil mechanics in Cold War are just disappointing to say the least. I think it's a good thing that they're not taking on the Treyarch gun mechanics and putting them into Warzone. I think there would be a lot of unhappy players, myself included, and I'm not even a huge Warzone player or fan. Not getting that same upper hand with your loadouts and the attachments you choose and stuff. It's really going to affect the competitive level of Warzone, so I'm glad that's not going to be in there. But even if all of those aspects were better, there's still a glaring issue in the multiplayer in this game. Using a 2x scope on any of the ARs, I don't know if it's a glitch, but shooting from a distance, looking through a 2x scope at any kind, it just led to some angry rants on my part. Aiming directly at an opponent and seeming letting loose an entire clip, I didn't even get a hit marker once in hardcore. How did I not hit him at all? And it kind of left me frustrated at how this could even happen in this game. I mean, is this actually a glitch, or is this one of their ways they're attempting to even the playing field with their new skill-based matchmaking? And that's another thing. Usually when you hear about upgrading technology, you think about innovation, you think about better functionality, better adjustments, just overall better technology. The new skill-based matchmaking is anything but. At least in the old games, you had consistency from match to match. In this game, it seems like each match is overcompensating for the previous one. Did you get a 3 KD ratio? Well, good. That means you're a pro, so we're going to put you in a sweaty lobby, and guess what? You're not going to be competitive at all. It's very frustrating, and you can't be competitive, and maybe it's just me and my consistency, but after reading some forums and talking to some friends, they seem to feel the same way about it. I did see on Reddit, somebody was able to actually force noob lobbies. Basically, he was logging into a separate account on his PlayStation 4 and, playing with a dummy account and just sitting there letting the opponent kill him over and over again. And he played a couple matches like that. And then he logged in his main account, went into the game, and he was in a noob lobby and he just annihilated the opposition. I mean, 12 KD ratio, and you got a few games like that. So this is going to cause issues. I mean, it's going to allow people to raise their KD ratio. It's going to allow people to look better than they are, and it's going to allow people to, be in games where it's not competitive at all, and it's really easy, and it's going to skew a lot of results. And I just think it's one of the most glaring issues in this game is the new skill-based matchmaking. And I understand the idea behind it. It's to create a better competitive environment for the players, but for things like this, I feel like they tend to release it just to get it out there because they're excited about it without actually testing it and seeing if it works the way it's intended. So luckily, this is something that can be upgraded in the future, I'm hoping, so I'm optimistic about it, but right now it's trash. It's just not fun. A quick note here, the spawn flipping in this game seems to be a little bit broken. I mean, I'd be in the middle of a match and have half my team on my side and half the team on the other side, spawning on 2 separate sides of the map. So it's something that needs to be worked on, but nothing a quick update can't fix, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, but just something to keep in mind. Yep, we spawn flip. Now the only saving grace for me in this game has been the maps. Treyarch has always found creative ways to impress me and keep things fresh with the new maps they have for each game. And for the most part, that continues in this game. I enjoy most of the new maps out of the original 8 that they have, and they've even added Nuketown 84 in one of the most recent updates. While these maps aren't as innovative as, say, some of the maps in Black Ops 3 that I really liked, they're good enough to have me look forward to some of them and even vote for them in the pregame lobbies. And by the way, I'm glad that they did that in this game. I think that's one of the only things that this game did better than Modern Warfare is bringing back the ability to vote on maps in the pregame lobby. I forgot to mention that, in case you didn't notice, I mentioned Black Ops 3 and not Black Ops 4, and one of the main issues I had with Black Ops 4 was, one, that they didn't have a campaign, but two, that they also really neglected to be creative with the maps. I mean, they brought back a lot of the Black Ops 2 maps, which obviously I think is everybody's favorite game in regard to the different kinds of maps that they had in that game. Black Ops 4 really dropped the ball for me on that. I did have fun playing Black Ops 4 multiplayer, but not nearly as fun as Black Ops 2 or even Black Ops 3. I think in that regard this game is a little bit better. It's better than Black Ops 4 multiplayer, but not by much. They've taken a slight step up in that regard, but not too much. Now, at first I was extremely frustrated with core gameplay, and honestly, I only played it for this review because I wouldn't be credible if I didn't try all of the game modes. The first time around, I just couldn't get past how an entire clip couldn't eliminate an enemy, and I found myself being more frustrated than happy to be playing core. Now I understand hardcore is supposed to be the game mode where it's one shot, one kill, but it shouldn't take half a clip or a clip and a half to kill somebody in core. So once I got enough footage for the review, I kind of steered away from it. Until a couple days ago, I tried it again, and honestly it's not too bad. I mean, yeah, I still prefer hardcore over core, but if I have a friend that's not as experienced in just the COD franchise in general, or multiplayer, or is just an all-around noob, I don't mind playing a few rounds of core with them. But hardcore is definitely the superior mode. It brings back the literal meaning to point and shoot, no matter what gun you use. Okay, well, unless it's the MP5.
Oop, my bad.
There's a guy sitting in a... Oh, that's you. I was gonna say there's a guy sitting in a spot.
Yeah, I'm about to get going back here.
How, dude? How am I getting hit markers on hardcore? I don't understand. The thing I don't understand about this game is how inconsistent it is with the guns, especially the MP5. I mean, in the same match, I could be shooting from across the map and get a one shot, one kill, but then shooting at a person right in front of me, I get a hit marker. Just very inconsistent. It's very frustrating from time to time. There was a lot of negative things that I had to say about this game, and I haven't even got to the campaign and zombies yet. Now, I think my take on those will kind of surprise you a little bit, but I do want to say that with all of the negative things that I've said, I am a COD fanboy, so whether it's bad or good, I will play the multiplayer anyways. It is always fun to play, you know, new maps, new gun mechanics, to have the different attachments and the new camos and all that stuff, so I will play it. Probably not as much as I play Modern Warfare, and I won't be playing Warzone as much either, just because I'm not a huge fan of Warzone, but there are moments in this game where I have a lot of fun, and playing with your friends in this is actually a lot more fun than playing Modern Warfare, in my opinion. There's just a lot of things to do in this game that there wasn't in Modern Warfare. There's a lot of small maps, which make it a little more fun, in my opinion, but if you're trying to buy this game specifically for the multiplayer, I'd say steer away from it. It's overall not very good. If you are buying this game for the other aspects, for the albeit short but awesome campaign and the awesome Die Machine zombie map, you will be greatly rewarded. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I'm going to do a separate review for each of those, but the zombies in this game brought back a lot of nostalgia for me. It brought back the overall entertainment of playing zombies and playing zombies with your friends. You know, you have a lot of things you have to do. It's not just shooting at zombies. They have a lot of cool Easter eggs. There's one Easter egg that actually takes a long time, and there's actually an Easter egg where you can pretty much guarantee that you're going to get the ray gun, which is awesome. So look forward to that. The campaign's really short. I mean, I've heard a lot of people saying they beat the hard mode in 3.5 hours or so, but the graphics are tremendous on the campaign. And in case you guys don't know, I know there's like 4 or 5 different subgroups or sub companies that work on this game. I'm not sure which one's which, but whoever did the campaign for this, I mean, the campaign graphics are top notch. So that you can tell is made for the next gen consoles. The campaign story is great, just like all the Black Ops ones were. I don't think it's as good as Black Ops 2, which was kind of the peak of campaigns for Call of Duty games, but it holds its own. I think it's better than Black Ops 3, which had kind of a cliffhanger what the fuck moment at the end of it. But this campaign's really good. So, but I'll go into detail a little bit more on those. I haven't finished the campaign yet, so I'll probably do that review a lot later, but the zombie one will be coming up next. It's gonna be a short one because there's not too much to talk about, but there's some cool stuff in there. There's some little things that bother me that really aren't too much to worry about. The sound in this game kind of bugs me a lot. I mean, you can hear footsteps from across the map in a lot of maps. It's got me into trouble with some of my friends in playing, who are a lot more competitive and a lot better than me. Scope, talking about you. Scope, let this guy go first so he can die instead of us.
I fucking shot that guy, bro. I
God.
should have had that, dude. Do you not have a ninja on? I got ninja. You got ninja?
I don't even know if I have ninja, dude. I don't think
You
they
don't
have.
have ninja? Stay the fuck away from me. Tell everybody on the team. Stay the fuck away from me. They don't got ninja, bro. Motherfuckers are looking.
Regroup, then prepare to redeploy.
Yeah, fucking clunker over here. Fuck, McFly. The only reason he looked because he heard you. Fuck,
Switching rally points.
man.
Those are little things that are kind of more deal breakers for me and not necessarily something that might affect others. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I'm going to try and do more of these. I started off with this one because there was a lot to talk about and there was a lot that bothered me. And I know that some of you that were trying to wait to see if this game was any good, and there's been some mixed reviews, but overall it's been negative from what I've seen. This is kind of a breakdown of what bothered me the most. Overall, out of 5, I'm going to give this a 2.5 for the multiplayer. It's playable. I wouldn't buy the game, but if you go to a friend's house, I'd say it's definitely fun to try out. So I'm gonna, after my final third review video for this entire game, I will do a final overall out of 15 review. You'll see that it's worth it to buy the game if you're into those other modes, but if it's just for multiplayer, stay away from this game. Do not buy it. Play it at a friend's house who already has it. I appreciate everybody's support. Hit that like and subscribe button. There'll be many more of these to come, and I appreciate everybody. Thank you.
Enemy supply chopper inbound. Takes them out and secures the cargo.
What the fuck just happened?
Behind closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.